Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So yes, Brother Mohib is going to introduce his company and the services that he provides at VOCO, and we're so excited to have you on.
Thank you so much, sister. So uh, starting with our company at VOCO is a company that focuses on providing instructional design, learning management system as a software, and custom solutions to educational institutions. We work with K-12 and higher education schools, although at the moment K-12 is, or higher education is our primary. But working with the ISLA, we want to offer these services as, we are moving into, seeing a future where, online learning really is necessary and required for our students' safety and health. Actually, I guess I could say Advoco is a daughter company of Connected Systems. Our other wing, we do consulting with hospitals, systems, and healthcare systems. And today I'm actually at a hospital in Georgia. We are consulting on their, they basically have a crisis management center that they're setting up with the COVID numbers going high again all across the nation. And I think for schools, that'll be very relevant because we have to prepare, students are coming into tight spaces. They're coming into, they want to learn, how do we continue that when they can't? So that's really the service that we're providing. We're working with institutions, being very flexible on pricing and just making sure that we're working with you so that you can deliver your content to students affordably. So our mutual goal here, translate face-to-face courses for online delivery, deliver the highest quality online experience to students, and then make sure we're reducing the technological burden for teachers. That's really our focus throughout the service, and really the technological burden aspect of this is really what we take away versus competitors. Like if you're using Google Classroom, they're sort of stuck figuring it out on their own. And then other competitors like Canvas, Blackboard, Brightspace, they sort of make up the big four. So the learning management system that we're using is Moodle. However, with Canvas, Brightspace, and Blackboard, while their technology is very similar, it's not open source, so you are paying a licensing fee just for access to the technology on top of your monthly fees for hosting. I would recommend Moodle LMS though, because it is a very feature-rich and well-integrated LMS. The Big Four have done a great job of connecting with other ed tech companies. Actually, if you come to Edu App Center, you can see all of the software and, actually this is just a small pool of it, but quite a few of the software companies that integrate automatically with Moodle Learning Management System. You can, see like American history, you can pull in resources for sciences where, there's virtual labs, things like that. Pretty automatically into your learning management system. And we, as a part of that, provide training and support to your teachers so they know how to use the LMS. And basically think of the LMS as your online hub for distance education. So students come there, they have all their study activities, they complete their assignments, submit their assignments virtually in this platform. And then for us as a part of this, engagement really is a priority. So just free service, it's nothing extra that we charge. We do surveys, start of term, end of term, with the school to find out, are the students getting the engagement that they expect, the teachers. We review and provide metrics to administration regarding faculty and student engagement with one another, how are they engaging with the platform, so that you can see how strong utilization you're getting out of it. And then we also, again, provide professional development regularly, training teachers how to use the resources in the LMS itself, and then how to use external resources to create more, engaging classes with other software and ed tech resources. So that's all sort of packaged together as one product in our LMS hosting solution. And just to show you as an example, this is the LMS that we have established for the ISLA with Moodle. So this is their first online PD class, which, inshallah will be the first of many for all the members of the ISLA institutions. And yeah, actually, I believe it's open to all Islamic schools, so I shouldn't make that mistake. But hybrid learning design for Islamic school leaders. And you, for example, you can log in and you can go into the LMS, and you can see that it's going to be basically an online learning hub for all of your courses. Students will come in, they'll see what courses they have access to. If it's hybrid learning design, they would be able to come in and see, okay, well, here's our welcome, our orientation, what we're doing throughout the term. They could, have discussion activities, forum activities where they're responding to forums, they're posting videos of themselves, they're things like that. It's all an online sort of engagement platform for students to interact with their professors or faculty and teachers online. And of course, you can have your online orientation, you can watch, videos, post rich media content, books, pictures, images, all these things can be posted within the resource, and design can be customized towards, matching your school's themes, colors, things like that.
And so, Brother Mohib, do you mind if I just jump in right now and
Definitely.
talk a little bit about how this is actually a demo of our online PD, and I can't tell you how excited I am about this and how grateful I am to Brother Mohib and his team. Mashallah, mashallah, they put this together for us, and that's what I understand Brother Mohib is saying that he can do for other Islamic schools, inshallah. So we had the content knowledge expert, Rasha El-Hagan, the facilitator and course creator. She had meetings, we all had meetings with Brother Mohib and his team, and talked to them about the kind of format and structure that we would like. They use Moodle. Honestly, it wasn't the first preference of Rasha or Seema. But after Brother Mohib's presentation and him showing us some of the different features, we thought, you know what, let's go with it. And alhamdulillah, it seems to be serving us well. Today is the first full day of the online PD. So those of you guys who are part of it, you are already experiencing it, mashallah. But from the back end, from the space that the role that you would be wearing, right, as the principal or as the teacher creating a course, you're interacting with Brother Mohib's team. You're giving them, for example, we gave them the logo and the color scheme that we want. We said for the front page, we want it to look a little nicer. Let's add an image in there. And actually, this is just because we're working under such a time crunch. Brother Mohib tells me, inshallah, they're going to be enhancing it even more. So I'm really excited about that. This is really just a basic start. And then Rasha was trained on how to be able to populate the PD with all of these different components. And it's very, very intuitive to learn the Moodle format. So, creating a PD course or a course for students in Islamic schools is very much the same thing. I don't see how it'd be any different, except that a student's course would be much longer. And, you might have a lot of other components that you're adding in or something. But you might not do badges and competencies and certificates at the end, or you might gamify your online courses too. So it's been really, they've been really, I can't even begin to express my sincerest gratitudes accurately, because they've been so open and generous with their time and willing to listen to anything that we're asking for with this. So inshallah, that's a benefit that would continue for Islamic schools too, if you sign up with them.
Thank you, sister. I think having your review is stronger than really anything I can say. So I'll just continue with the presentation, but really I think that summarizes everything. So going forward, This is sort of a separate service that we provide in translating face-to-face courses to the online environment. I frankly don't think this is something that all of your schools will need. This is, however, what we can do is basically if your professor or your faculty member doesn't want to do anything with the online environment at all, they can just pass us the resources and we can build the course from the ground up. But that is a separate cost. I think for the most part, this is something universities take advantage of. I don't think it's as relevant within the K-12 environment, but what we do is provide, individualized support. We make engaging design, and then it's absolutely zero burden because the faculty members don't even have to think about designing the courses. In fact, we can even find and provide subject matter experts as well if that's something that's required. So as a part of this, though, we do standardized design. We adhere to quality matters standards. We do UI UX design to make sure it's optimized for the age and audience of the students. And then we create a unified learning experience across all of the courses. As a part of this also, we can provide recommendations to faculty and teachers regarding how to make their courses interactive. For example, instead of posting video, or rather just text discussions, they can integrate Flipgrid. It's a free service provided by Microsoft. It allows you to basically have video discussions between your students where they can asynchronously post video threads, reply to one another, things like that. It's a wonderful resource. There's also PhET labs for physics and other science labs. For example, like biology labs, virtually they can dissect a frog, see how that relates to the human biology internally. And there's even free tools for students in maybe engineering classes to create circuits, create flow diagrams, things like that as a group online. So really within this service, what we can do is take a course and completely redesign it from the ground up for the virtual environment. And then just thinking about future possibilities, once we have everybody on our platform within the ISLA, there are a lot of things that we can do to take advantage of those network effects and continue to build a really powerful global network among the Islamic schools. For example, we could implement cross-enrollment capabilities. So for example, a student studying in Texas who might be interested in a course offered in Atlanta, Georgia, because we would all be on the same LMS, there is the possibility of enabling cross-enrollment so that students can actually take courses at other schools. We could, bring in a global campus where now we're offering our education to students, not even within the United States, but globally. Because we work with a lot of universities, there's also the possibility to offer accelerated programs with dual credit programs that we might develop conjoint between your institution and a higher education institution that offers college credit from that institution as well. And then other benefits, like if everybody's working together on the same educational technology sort of base, you have the power to start talking about like, okay, let's do group purchasing for different education technology to reduce the prices on those, or even connect with employers and schools and host across the different schools like global success centers for university recruitment, internship opportunities, global exchanges, things like that. So I do think that while this is the first step, just this vision of getting the student programs online, there is a lot of benefit that we can gain in creating this almost collaborative environment between the institutions. So going forward to pricing, our pricing is usually at $9.99 per student per month, but for ISLA member schools and affiliates, we've discounted that fairly heavily down to basically just at cost. So ISLA member schools, if you're looking for the LMS solution, this is really what you need, where we're offering the free professional development to your teachers, supporting them in designing their courses. This is billed at $4.99 per student per month annually, or if you want a monthly pricing option, that's available there too. And then if you're a non-member school, there's also a discounted pricing rate available for you there. The other cost is instructional design. Again, this I feel is not necessarily something you would need for every course or every school, but it is something that where we can come in and really help you make a course that is face-to-face, very focused on the face-to-face environment, and modify it for the online environment. So this might be like a physics course, a biology course, things like that. For most of your K through 6, K through 12, like in the non-STEM fields, you're probably fine with your teachers developing the courses, and we provide the professional development to make sure that they're capable of doing that at no additional cost for the LMS hosting. So I hope that's clear. If there's any questions there, please feel free to ask. But that's really all I have to present. If you're interested in our service, please contact us at sales@edvo.co. And I mean, we look forward to working with you all, inshallah. This is something that is really important to our mission, and we really do want to hope to, help all of your schools face this sort of global pandemic that we're facing right now.
Thank you so much, Jazakumullah khairan, Brother Mohib. Really, really appreciate you presenting that. There's so many amazing ideas, especially in that one of those last slides where we've got the option for cross courses between cross campus and that kind of stuff. So this is the future, guys. Inshallah, I'm so excited to have Brother Mohib with that kind of vision share it out to all of us, because sometimes we're just so stuck in what we're doing, like, okay, we're going to service just our students who are attending and enrolled in our schools, but there's so many more possibilities. We could be servicing each other's schools. Say there's a really amazing course that you provide in your school because you've got this teacher with really unique skills and content knowledge expertise, and it's needed in other schools. Well, then, we can start developing. This is the starting point where we can start developing more collaborative initiatives where it will really, inshallah, benefit our students at the end. So feel free to unmute yourself if you have a question. We've got Brother Mohib on, and we've got each other for another 20 minutes.
So Brother Mohib, this is Naz Georges. I am the founder of an Islamic weekend program in New York, Manhattan. And I have a question. I mean, for example, I love Tasneema Ghazi's Iqra curriculum that that they made, particularly for the Quran course. But people are at different levels for the same course. How would you, I mean, first of all, do you specialize in this kind of Islamic curriculum development? Because we are using all the Iqra books for our after school programming. And I'm now looking at seeing how we can put those online. But there are different age groups and there are also different levels. How would you structure something like this, and would you be able to help us out?
Yes, sister. So actually, one aspect of developing these online courses is that the systems themselves support what we call personalized learning. So you can actually set students to learn at different paces. You can customize their learning pathways to match where they're at in the process. And for example, depending on what the structure is of the course, you could, for example, say, well, before you take the course, you take a placement exam. We find out where you are, and then we modify your course structure to match that pace for where you at and meet you where you are in your learning pathway. That is something that we can help you in designing. For the actual Islamic content area, I would say we can help connect you with Islamic experts in the field if that's something that you would like. But traditionally, the people or the teams that we're working with are providing the subject matter experts, and we're providing the expertise from the education technology sort of perspective. How do you deliver this most effectively? How do you take the content and translate it to the online or hybrid environment for learning? So actually being a weekend school, I think it would be very interesting if you were to adopt a sort of hybrid learning model where there's a face-to-face component and a virtual component that, goes regularly along.
That's where we're going for fall, it seems like.
Awesome, awesome.
And then another piece to this, Brother Mohib, that, I felt was part of your presentation was that we could even work with our network, with you guys, and you've got amazing teachers and talented scholars and individuals in your schools. You yourselves are probably also them. And so we could come up with a cohort or a working group where it's like, okay, this group is going to come up with an integrated curriculum on Islam and social studies, or on anti-racist education for middle school or high school or whatever, right? Or something, right? Like there's so many possibilities. So we can be the content knowledge experts, you, not me. And we can facilitate that and then engage Brother Mohib's team to create that course and then offer it at, so the way that the universities, I understand Brother Mohib can jump in and share more, but the way that the universities have done it is that they've got like a price sharing system established. It's an agreement. And so it's like, okay, Brother Nadir school, Sister Zakiya school, Sister Farah school, and Sisters Nazi school have an agreement that like, we're gonna create this together and then we're gonna offer it to all of our students. Or Brother Nadir's got all the scholars and talented individuals in his school. He's gonna have them create it, and we're gonna have a price share agreement because that's the intellectual property of his school. Then we're gonna pay, any school that wants access to that course would pay for their students to take that. Yeah. Is that kind of how it works, Brother Mohib, at the university level?
Yes, sister. Within like the larger education consortiums, that's exactly how it works. They set up a price share model, and when we think about designing these courses, one of the things to realize is that when you develop the course, you have a master copy that exists that is portable. It can be designed and translated to any of the other schools as you wish, as you feel free to share it among yourselves. And I think that ISLA will be a great sort of vector to sort of manage that process where maybe, for example, you come to the ISLA team and you say, we want to develop one Islamic course as a group. Well, we're not going to charge you to develop that course for every single school. It would just be a one-time fee. Our designers come in, help you develop that master copy, and then it's owned by you to distribute among your schools as you wish to develop it. So, I think I heard a question coming.
Yeah, I'm Tasneema Ghazi. With the foundation. Nas, thank you, beta. We have quite a lot of school who use our curriculum, and we keep on revising. We have been, so what I wanted to say, and also I worked with ISLA, from time immemorial. So what I was going to say, we can all have, what Shaza is saying, a group where we can all sit down and do it. And I think, as far as content goes, I think we have really used all possible contents, and we can work together. But the real issue for us is the technology. And Naz has a very important question. How do you individualize? And you said you have a solution for that. I have another question. We have been working with a company in India for about 15 years just to put all of these courses online. But they are so slow, beta. So I wanted to ask you, if I have time, can I share the LMS they developed? There are two problems with them. And let me tell you that truly, I just want to die and make it free. So that will be our gift to the, inshallah, to Sadqa Jariya. I know it costs money, but people are willing to pay, So what I wanted to ask you, that I just wanted to share you that LMS they have developed. but they will not, it's not open source. I just
Right.
want to move it to an open source.
Right.
So if you have time, we can share with everybody. It's a beautiful LMS, and it is more than 15 years since they always say, okay, this, that, and they never move. And I'm quite old, so I don't want to die without seeing it done. So what I wanted to ask you, and then we share with everybody, and Shaza, and of course, Patricia, how are you, my dear? Naz, everybody, we can share it. The content is here. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, and we can move from there. So, but I want to do it better. I want it on that platform, so that all the children all over the world can learn it. Wherever they can go, they can just log in. This is my dream too. So what I wanted to do, I want to share it with you, and then you can tell me how much it is going to cost.
Okay, that'll be perfect, sister.
I can call you better?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, okay. And then I'll share with all of you. Shaza, thank you, Betty. I am attending this, conference, attending that, because I cannot get hold of all of this, mashallah. So, but this is, I'm getting to know this technology. So let me share with all of you. Maybe I will share that on one of, I will send it to you, Shaza. You can share how beautiful it is, the whole LMS, but we don't have access to it. Nothing. We cannot put anything on. It is all for that, with that company.
Inshallah, Dr. Tasneema, inshallah.
And then, let us do that better, because you know what is happening in India? Children don't know. They know Rama and Krishna. They don't know Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And Mohib, right now I'm talking only about Islamic subjects. Maybe inshallah later on all of you teachers will come, and we should have an online full-time Islamic school, and that's my dream. But that, I'm too old for that. I think you guys can carry on, but the Islamic subjects, if we can put on, and the children can just go and log on and enjoy, some games for them, some activities for them, not the one teacher talking all the time. They get tired of that. Yeah. So
thank you so much, Dr.
I'm so happy. Thank you, Beta. Thank you.
Sister Tasneema, if you're looking at the chat, click on the chat thing. You'll see Brother Mohib just put his phone number for everybody. That's very nice of you, Brother Mohib. You're going to get a bunch of texts. Brother Anna, I see your hand raised.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. Just this is a great system that you have. I just have just share some thoughts. Coming from my background, I'm in IT and software development. I've created a SIS. I've actually worked as in my career with LMSs, with like SCORM and LTI and different technologies to deliver the courses.
Right.
And with my, working with Islamic schools and everything, the biggest thing that always comes up, and this goes to the sister's earlier question, is with like Arabic. And us teaching Arabic as a grade level versus level based, as it should be taught, and teaching as a second language as opposed to a first language, and then looking at what you have as far as the courses and tying that up with, hey, how do we address when we have a third grader who is very fluent in Arabic and the third grader sitting right beside him knows nothing,
Right.
And so because we have limited resources, I really believe it's long overdue if we have a group of schools that come together, and when they create these courses that you have, they create them level based. So they say, for instance, the best standards I've seen so far that address this is really Axville. So if we can have courses that are based on, let's say novice 0, because they break them down to novice, intermediate, beginner, and then have a course that aligns to each one of these levels. That way, when the schools come and they have, new kids that come in, they test them and they find out what level they're in. And here's a corresponding course for that particular level.
Right.
And then, if we were able to do that as a community and create these courses as you suggested, and then each school could pay for what they can. And maybe it's something that ISLA owns, or we can all come together and they can find, get partial funding, also helping these us, with these local resources, because we lack local resources. But if we come together and create these courses, I think that would be an amazing feat for all of us.
Right, right. And I do think that's where we get the economies of scale, right? If we're helping every school design the same course like 100 times, then that's a waste of resources on our part, on your part. Whereas if we collaborate, come together to build these courses as one, then you are bringing the best minds together from all the schools to unite and create a course that can be standardized across all of your schools. And I would say the level-based education is something that, especially for language learners, it's something that we do emphasize. For example, in Tennessee, we worked with the state board on developing basically not Arabic, but a Spanish language learning course meant for their first responders. And that was something that we developed on a level-based system where, again, they had a proficiency test. After the proficiency test, they were placed into a level within the course, into the courses for personalized towards them.
So have you worked with anything with ACTFL at all? Because ACTFL has the standards, and because they have the standards, we as schools, I believe we can come up with some of the content that align to those standards. And if we can package that up into a course, we could have a level-based ACTFL course where, you know, we can teach Arabic level-based. So sorry, the question is, have you worked with ACTFL at all? Any standards?
I can't say that we have worked with that specific group at all, but I mean, it is something that's, you know, within our designers' skill sets. They've worked in education for over 20 years. They are a great support resource to help with the, you know, development of these programs and these courses. So I think we have the flexibility within our team to help out.
Dr. Abdus Sabur, I just want to be able to get to everybody. So I see Dr. Abdus Sabur and then Dr. Bertina.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I thought that was a very great presentation. It was very, very timely and quite appropriate. I just wanted to share a couple of experiences that we had. I heard the sister mention before that her vision was to see a full-time Islamic school online. Well, we have a full-time Islamic school online. It's called New African Ummah Online School, a middle school. And we just finished the fifth year, and going into the 6th year, I believe. And the presentation by our brother was excellent. About 8 years ago, we're here in Richmond. We started a school. Well, actually, we started school about 12 years ago now, but it was called Tally Prep School. And one of the things we did at that time was to go and look at Moodle for to create a database for essentially the same thing that was just described. We looked at Moodle. The problem that we ran into is that we didn't have the people to do it, and so we had to resort to some other options. So we've tried Moodle with our own server. We've tried the other platforms that were presented, and the platform was was very good. It was very thoughtful, and I just wanted to point out that those teachers that are working with New African Ummah Online School are doing exactly the same thing, but it's not being coordinated as a single course. Every teacher is actually providing and creating their course content themselves and presenting it. And the thing that makes it so unique, and this is what I think is very important for us to include in our Islamic curriculum in the future, is that the teachers make sure to include the Quranic principles in every aspect of every subject. We wrote a book about 25 years ago, and it described whole language integration of the Quran into the curriculum. And so the thing that makes the approach the New African Ummah Online School uses is that we try to integrate the Quran into every discipline. And some of the teachers are on board here now. So I thank brother for the presentation. I think it's really nice to see the efforts that have been initiated years ago, 8-10 years ago or longer, are now becoming codified and being able to be appreciated and accessed by others. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kadir Abdus. I'm gonna get it wrong now. I don't see your name up there anymore. Abdus Sabur, I'm so sorry about that. Jazakumullah khairan for telling us more about your school, and a trailblazer mashallah, in doing this, and we have a lot to learn from you. So we look forward for you to continue joining our meetings, and your staff as well, and inshallah learning more from you. Brother Kadir, Sister Lisa is asking in the chat if you could share the resources that you're using, and or also you mentioned a book that you guys have written. So if you might write that in the chat, then we'll all be able to capture that.
Yes, and Brother Kadir, I would
Okay,
say
that'd be fine. Everything's available on our website,
wonderful.
Sure.
and I'll put those in the chat.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, Brother Mohib.
I was just going to say that if you've already, you know, invested the time to build those resources and you are willing to share with the other ISLA schools, then that is something we could help to migrate to the Moodle platform and have available to all the schools. And then, like Sister Taslima was saying, she has already worked apparently diligently in developing a lot of online content. These are things that we can help migrate to our LMS and host in our platform. And one of the things that I'm really happy that our team has done is established Moodle in such a way that it's not running on a single server. It's actually running on the AWS cloud, so Amazon Web Services. So we have almost an infinitely scalable, extensible solution that can reach students across the globe. You're not limited, you know, by resources, things like that. As far as you want to grow your program, we can be a partner to help you grow and reach those students wherever they may be. So that's just something I would like to say based on what Brother Kadir was saying about, you know, some of the difficulties with Moodle and setting it up with a server. Because it is an open source solution, there is no company traditionally backing you, but we've taken on that role and we've already, you know, simplified those back-end processes. So it's not something that you would have to worry about on your end.
And I think that it's really important to say too that, you know, we know that those efforts took years to create, and that wouldn't be just something that's free. You know, like that, whoever is creating this content should receive payment for it, and there should be some kind of shared payment structure so that that is recognized and appropriately compensated, inshallah. So just wanted to add that. Go ahead, Sister Bertina. Sorry to hold you as well, but really good conversation and input. Jazakumullah khairan. Dr. Bertina?
Jazakumullah khair. Thank you, Dr. Shaza, for bringing this presentation, and Brother Mohib for providing it. I just have a really quick question. I am working with an organization. We are currently using Versal as our LMS system, and we're looking to transfer out of that as Versal is closing. So can you transfer material from our current LMS system to your platform without recreating it?
It definitely depends to a certain aspect on what it is, but yes, we can. We do have our developers can help translate all of the materials that are in your current course content into Moodle, and then anywhere that Moodle may have some advantages to offer the content in a better format or more interactively, we would just make those recommendations. And if you were open to, you know, some modification, we would do that. If not, we would just keep it as is and just translate it one-to-one into the Moodle environment.
Okay, inshallah. So what I'll do is I got your number in the chat, and we'll try to reach out to you, inshallah.
Perfect. Thank you so much,
Jazakumullah
sister.
khair.
I look forward to working with you.
Sister Farah had a question as well. I know some people had to leave at the top of the hour. I see Sister Farah is no longer on. Okay, she had mentioned that she had a question. Anyone else with a question, comment?
Sister Shaza, you'd mentioned that this was not the top choice of your educators, or can you just tell us why? Just because a lot of us are not technologically savvy, so I just wanted to have a sense.
Yeah, honestly, and I haven't been developing courses online either, but I know that Canvas was kind of the first choice for Rasha and Seema, and they were like, oh, Moodle. You know, I think that it's a little more text heavy, Brother Mohib, is that right? But the benefit is that you're not paying, and mashallah, the other benefit is that Brother Mohib's team is able to enhance because of their skills, right? Enhance the aesthetic element.
Right. So really at this point nowadays, the competition between Canvas, Moodle, Blackboard, they're not all, I mean, really they don't, there's not a huge difference between them. I think the platform they were going to go for was Google Classroom. Google Classroom does have lower interoperability with other technologies. It's sort of it's a great solution if you have to go with a free solution. If that's the case, it's perfect for that case. And if your budget was actually extremely tight and you had to make a choice there, I think Google Classroom wouldn't fail you. I mean, I think it's a good choice if that's where your budget is at the moment, where you just need a solution that you can manage on your own, absolutely no cost. However, our solution is priced, much cheaper than what you're going to see with like Canvas, Blackboard, and Desire to Learn or Brightspace. But they can do all of the same things. The big four learning management systems at this point, there's not a huge difference in capabilities. It's primarily a difference in cost and what you're just looking for from that perspective.
All right, guys, we're at the top of the hour. Dr. Kadir has sent some resources, the website for New African Ummah, full-time online Muslim school. I'm so happy to see that. And a blog, I've already pulled that up and I look forward to looking at that. Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you all so much. Brother Mohib, Jazakumullah khairan for joining and for your offer. Brother Mohib was very transparent, shared the prices, and we have recorded this. Inshallah, we will share it with all of you guys. Again, if you're not on our email list, if somebody forwarded this to you or you just received it through a WhatsApp forward or something, make sure you leave your email address. I'm taking note, and I will ensure that you are added to our future emails. And I look forward to continuing to learn from you guys. It's clear that we have so many gems, so much knowledge, so much experience here in this room. And it's such a blessing to be with you all. Jazakumullah khairan. Take care, guys. I'm going to be here for a little bit longer, but you don't have to stay. I like to stay on in case if somebody has ideas or thoughts that they want to share with me later on. Assalamu alaikum. We'll end with Surah Al-Asr. Brother Nadir, do you mind leading us? Because you're the person I see, but I'm going to unmute your... Okay, brother. Okay, you have to unmute it, Brother Nadir. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر صدق الله العظيم آمين
Ameen. Jazakumullah khairan. Take care.
وإياكم السلام عليكم.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much.
Yes.